This walking talking mock is for 3.2.2, which is connected to programming concepts. So this is a typical question. Figure 1 shows a pseudocode representation of the function called findHighest. FindHighest is used to find the largest value stored in an array. Note, line numbers have been shown but are not part of the function. And the first question is, this function uses iteration. Give the line number on which iteration starts. So literally just write the line number. Iteration is loops. So where is there a loop in here? Have a good look through. Yep, there it is. We know that that's a for loop. So that starts at line 3. So I just write line 3 there. This function uses selection. Give the line number on which selection starts. Now, selection is most likely going to be an if statement. So where is the if statement? There it is. So it's at line 4. This function uses variable assignment. Give the line number in the function where variable assignment is first used. So we're reading it top to bottom, and that is the first variable in there, and we're assigning something into it, so it has to be line 2. This question wants you to look at pseudocode for 2 different procedures, but they are connected. So the question that we're looking at here is, what is the output from the procedure call display 3 and then 3 to AQA 1, which is 2. So we find the procedure called display, and that's there, and we're passing the arguments 3 and 2. So we can put those to the parameters there, so we know what we're working with. Next, we need to see what's happening down here. So if I'm passing the number 3 into A and 2 into B, then here I know that's a 2, and then A is a 3, A is a 3, B is a 2. So let's just see which one of these conditions is true, because now we've got to move up to here as well. So let's just take a look. We've got if 2 is more than 3. Well, that is false, so we're not going to be running that one. The next one, else mult A is 3, B is 2. So we're still passing 3 and 2 for our arguments. But now we've got to move all the way up to here. We've got some new parameters n and m, but we're still passing the numbers 3 and 2 into there. So x is 1, while x is less than or equal to m, m is 2. Output n, which is 3, times x, which is 1 the first time, then x equals x plus 1. So what is actually going to be displayed on the screen when this procedure call is run? So that is our output there. Okay, there's nothing else that's an output. Remember, we're looking for an output like that. So let's go back to this then. So we're outputting 3 times x. So 3 times x is 3. So the first thing that's going to be output is a 3. So let's look at what happens next. So while x is less than or equal to 2, we've added 1, so x is now 2. So x less than or equal to 2, yes, that's still true. N is still a 3, but x has become 2 now, not 1. So x times 3, 2 times 3 is 6. So that's our next one. So let's just see if this runs again. So we're adding 1 to x, which becomes now 3. And then while x is less than or equal to 2, now that becomes false, so it stops running. So all that's going to be displayed on the screen when we run this procedure call is a 3 and a 6. We have another long piece of pseudocode to be analysing now to help us with our next lot of questions. So it says tick the line of code that is equivalent to lines 6 and 7 together. So if I look here, that's lines 6 and 7. So we want to know what is the equivalent there. So if I've got this, if player 1 equals 1 then, if player 2 equals 2 then, this can really only be an and, because this has to be true and this has to be true. So if we have a look down here, is there anything on there that uses an and? Yep, that one does. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double check that that is correct. So if player 1 equals 1, yeah, and player 2 equals 2, yeah. So I can be pretty certain that that is the correct one, but it is worth just double checking in the exam the other two that are there just to make sure, because it could be the or and we don't know. So we've got here, what data structure has been used for options? So where's options? Right, okay, so we could say this is an array or a list, because it is a list of items there. So either one of those would give us the mark. And remember, it's 1 mark, so we don't need a full long answer, we just need the actual answer, which is what, and the answer is array. Final one, tick the programming technique that has not been used in this algorithm. So has iteration been used? Let's have a look. There's no for loops, there's no while loops. Can't see any there. Selection, yes, because we've got if statements. Variable assignment, yes. So it's got to be iteration.